Inside? Inside! Inside! 29ers love the inside.
So Vital Readers, we're out here with Ian Schmidt, testing out the 2020 Kona Process 134 wagon wheeler. We're about to drop in, do some fun trails, and why don't you listen in, and we're gonna go ride some bikes.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Right now, you're watching me try to keep up with Ian Schmidt. He's the product manager at Kona, the driving force behind the new Process 134. Give us a little bit of background as far as what brought you to this new Process 134.
Yeah, so 2014 model year, we released the original Process range. The bikes were really highly praised for stepping out of the box and being longer, slacker, lower, all the things that have become synonymous with any new bike review that you're probably reading. We kind of set the tone back then. We took all those same sort of philosophies and improved on that on the Gen 2 bike. What the 134 represents is kind of that third step for us, where we've taken everything that we did with 153 that we were really happy about and evolved it into the 134. So, there's a handful of details about the bike that are pretty unique. Like the Y connector for the brake is a super cool feature, because something we prioritized with that G2 bike was having the ability to wrap the cables around either side of the head tube. We also really wanted to focus on C-tube insertion. So from the Gen 2 bike, we have deeper seat post insertion. So riders in a small, medium can go to a bike with a longer travel dropper. We're really kind of focused on making it so that more modern and forward-thinking parts fit on the bike. We also knew that we wanted something that had a little bit more progression than what the current 153 does as far as the suspension characteristics go. The 153 is around 8% from that 30 to 95% of your travel, and the 134 is closer to 11. And that 11% change gives really good mid-stroke support. It allows us to use the tune on both RockShox and Fox, so you have a really easy to source and easy to find tune that's actually easy to set up as well. There should be a broad sweet spot that fits a variety of riding styles and riders, not just one rider getting the setup they want and another rider struggling to find something that feels balanced. And that was the other part of the equation that we knew we were really seeking, was the balance that you feel on the bike. It's like meeting an old friend. You want something that you can just get on with and start riding, and it's not hard. One of the other things that we did that was really cool is reduce the amount of width for the seat stays and chainstay area, so riders have less contact with the frame based on rider feedback that we took into account when we were designing this particular platform. We also improved on the tire clearance, so it fits a 2.5 in the rear on a 30 mil rim. It'll take a 36 tooth chain ring. Those were some of the priorities. And then, one of the things that you'd brought up before, Brad, was how quiet the bike feels. We're pretty stoked about how we revised the chainstay area to have less contact with the actual chain. We also have a really cool chainstay protector on the carbon bikes.
Yeah, I noticed the aluminum also being an incredibly quiet bike. The aluminum line uses a different shock. Can you kind of touch on that?
So the DL bike actually has the new RockShox Deluxe Ultimate, and what it gives you is a tune in your center setting. And if you go to the plus side, you've added 15% compression. If you go to the minus side, you've taken 15% away.
One of the cult classics is the Process 111, a bike that people really adored. The new 134 calls upon some of that heritage that people loved.
We all really like the 111, and like you said, it is a cult classic. It was one of the first short travel shred 29ers that ever came out. It was kind of a very unique bike in a different time and place. We wanted a bike to help mask some of that bad decision-making habits that a bike with really good geometry gets you into by adding a little bit more squish in the rear, but actually revising the anti-squat curve compared to the 153 Gen 2 and the original Process. We get a bike that pedals a lot better in a variety of situations, like on rolling terrain. It's really still snappy. There's not a ton of pedal feedback. It's a really easy bike to get on with in that regard.
To that point, we got to ride some rowdy bits, some steep stuff, sending some things, been playing with more aggressive side of things, but as you said, it pedals amazing, and I agree, the bike does pedal absolutely awesome. That said, who is the Process 134 for? Who's that customer?
And that's, I think, the coolest thing is that this is the widest range of customer use usage that we've got in a dual suspension bike. It can be people who are riding more mellow terrain with lighter casing tires, faster rolling tires, maybe some carbon bits, things like that. And it goes all the way to people who want to send it, like running downhill casing tires on their 130 bike with a coil shock and partying super hard. And it's kind of a cool thing where it doesn't lose its shape or its form when you push it really hard. Like, it does exactly what you think it's going to do, and it's very predictable, and it lets you get into big bike territory. But it's also a really easy bike to ride for someone who's a novice or an intermediate cyclist, someone who's not a core rider.
That's fantastic. Super pumped on the bike. 2 years in the making?
It was 2 full years to get to production, so.
Well, it shows. Nice work. So we're pumped on it. You guys should probably be pumped on it too. Go over to konaworld.com, learn more about the bike. And if you're not already on vitalmtb.com, go over there, get the full wrap. Ian, thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, thanks, Brad.
All right, buddy.